Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm in this beautiful Bukit Jalil Park. Today I'm going to feature a car that I always wanted to feature. Finally, I got a chance to do it. This is the Honda Civic FE. It's the 11th generation of the Honda Civic family. This particular variant right here is the RS spec in Malaysia. There's a total of 4 variants. The base model, the E spec, the one spec up is the V spec, and this is the RS spec petrol. And there's also the recently introduced the hybrid RS. Basically, it's the Civic with this outlook with the hybrid engine and some specs different. The competitor of the Honda Civic FE is competes against the Corolla Altis and the Mazda 3 for the Japanese rival. Okay, so today I'm going to show you one bit by one bit, very detailed walk around for this Honda Civic FE RS. Okay, first let's start with the heart of this car, the performance status of this Honda Civic FE. Unlike the Honda Civic FC offers a naturally aspirated 1800cc engine, same with the previous generation Honda HR-V. Now, all the petrol variants of the Honda Civic FE in Malaysia is offered with the L15 1.5 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. So you may ask, isn't this 1.5 litre turbo same with the 10th generation Honda Civic Ketam? It's true, but Honda has made some refinement and actually retuned the power figure and also the power curve and torque curve for this 1.5 litre turbo engine. So now actually it provides a more powerful as well as more smooth drive compared to the Honda Civic FC. So the power figure of this 1.5 litre turbo is 180 horsepower, and also torque also increases from 220 Newton meters of torque to 243 Newton meters of torque. So you can see the power gain for this new generation Honda Civic FE. So here's the turbocharger. Turbocharger is mounted on the front, and very nice for Honda. Every Honda car has a very tall intake section. So actually you can go through flood in peace of mind, because this car ride height is very low. As you can see, it's almost sports car level. And as you can see, although this is a C segment sedan, but you still need to use this bar to hook the bonnet. It's rather heavy, the bonnet. I suppose it's not aluminium, it's metal. It's quite heavy. I appreciate if they actually have the hydraulic struts, but you can actually make it aftermarket, so I think that's not a big complaint. And for the wiper blades right here, the windshield washer is integrated with this wiper blades right here. So this you need to take note when you want to replace your wipers. Because as you can see, this is the spray for the wiper spray. As you can see now, the design language of this Honda Civic FE features something like the European car design, a clamshell design. So it doesn't have a very ugly cut lines. It's a very uniform lines from the bonnet. So basically this is the power figure and also the performance status of this Honda Civic FE. It's largely improved over the Honda Civic FC. It's more refined powertrain. It's more dailyable. I mean, it's more smoother to daily. And all the welding points right here is considered quite okay. Let's check out the exterior parts of this Honda Civic FE RS spec. So I'll tell you the specs difference between the low spec, the middle spec, this RS spec, and also the hybrid. What are the notable difference? So before I start all this, I want to start with the key fob. This is the new generation Honda key fob. You can get in the HR-V, also the new CR-V, as well as the Honda Civic FE. But in the hybrid variant, you will get a key card, which is the same in the Thailand spec, whereas the petrol variant only get this normal key fob. So we have lock, unlock, remote engine start, and also the boot release. So how to operate the remote engine start? First, you need to lock the car. Press 2 times and press this icon right here. So after some seconds, the car will actually start itself, and it also shows the blinkers. So this is very useful. As you can see, Malaysia weather like super hot. So you can actually pre-cool the interior of the car, and the car will also automatically switch on the air conditioning to the coldest level to cool down the interior parts. Okay, so to off it, just press the remote engine start button again. So to save some fuel. Okay, so when you unlock the car, the signal is actually right here, and it's not sequential type. The headlights are fully LED reflectors, standard across the range. Okay, and special for the RS and RS Petrol and the RS Hybrid, you get this RS emblem at the front of this plastic part. The front grille actually is slimmer, and they removed the chrome which is present in the Honda Civic FE. As you can see, this Honda logo is not illuminated, so although this comes with the Honda sensing, but the Honda sensing is rely on the monocular camera up there. As you can see, comes with adaptive cruise control, and this 4 is actually the rain sensor for the wipers. And you get front parking sensors for the RS spec. So actually the front is largely identical to all the variants of the Honda Civic FE, except for the hybrid variant. This part will get the additional chrome strip to make the car look more upmarket, but this is very sporty look. I personally quite like this look. Although this generation is so-called the conservative generation for the Honda Civic, if you remember, the FD is the most groundbreaking design, move to the FB is a conservative, to the FC is a groundbreaking design, but to the FE is more conservative but very mature design. I still think it suits young person characteristic for the outlook, because it looks like a very sporty sedan, very Audi A4-ish or BMW 3 Series, because it does have a long hood but short tail. You get LED fog lights, the E-spec doesn't come with it. And the front part right here, down there, houses the intercooler. So here's the side profile. This color is so-called the dark grey. The meteorite steel, there's also another color, the Ignite Red is special for the RS spec, as well as the Luna Silver. Right here you get a Michelin Pilot Sport Force factory fitted, it's not aftermarket fitted. 18 inch, alright. So you get 235/40 ZR18 high speed tire. Okay, so that means this car can go really high speed. And this brake rather small, but also can mod it aftermarket. Actually for me, just now I have driven for quite some distance, the braking performance is actually quite good. Not very spongy, but still very responsive. And as you can see, the side profile right here, very sporty. And they actually reduced the fastback design compared to the Civic FE to improve the headroom for the back seat passenger. Keyless entry is a touch sensitive type, and the side mirrors will automatic fold out. And as we move to the left side, not only has some aerodynamic finishing, it also has the Honda lane watch. Although this car doesn't come with a blind spot monitoring or 360-degree camera, but I think having a lane watch is already quite okay, because I usually rely on side mirrors when doing some maneuver or lane changing. And you also get keyless entry in the passenger side as well. Solid doors, you press this to lock the car. So the rims are painted black, but in the hybrid, it's still 18 inch, but it has some dual tone design. The V-spec gets 17 inch and the E-spec gets the smallest 16 inch rim. This rim looks very aftermarket-ish, but it looks very nice. It looks like some of those popular rim brand like BBS or Enkai rim. It looks very nice. And you get rear disc brake. Suspension, front is MacPherson strut, rear is multi-link. So they have retuned the suspension to let it feel more comfortable in long journey trips. And when you unlock the car, the fuel cap is the pressing type. Instead of those Honda City, you need to pull a lever inside the interior to open the fuel cap. So minimum RAW 91. So Malaysia, you can fill up RAW 95 of fuel. No issue with that. Shark fin antenna, no sunroof, and one interesting thing for the roof, they follow how the Audi design and build the roof. Usually in normal cars they will have a rubber stripe on the roof, but this one is like laser welding, so it's more clean and more seamless, and it actually feels more aerodynamic. It's just some character line here. For the rear look, many people say it looks like Audi A4. I do agree to some extent, but I still think it looks quite mature, still quite sporty, because you have dual exhaust tip for the RS. For other spec, the exhaust pipe is actually hidden underneath the bumper. So this is some differentiation you can note if you are looking at the Civic FE from the rear. Largely similar, special for the RS, gloss black ducktail spoiler, but also can add this as the modular package for other variants. Civic name, RS special for the ICE variant, and this has the boot release, a touchpad when you have the key on yourself, and when you close it, the car will lock back itself. So it's a very safety features. LED tail lights, but the signal and reverse unfortunately is in bulb, but you can modify it afterwards. The brake light is actually illuminated right here. The third brake light is somewhere inside there. The tinted is quite dark. So bumper section, not many things going on. Very subtle design, no any aggressive diffuser. Reverse sensors. This is the reverse camera. And I show you how's the ride height. So ride height is like 2 feet more, and I can't even fit 1 foot behind in between the wheel well. So it's like 4 fingers for the rear. Almost identical height. Now for the exterior. Now let's get inside the interior. So here's the key fob. That's the door handle. For either of the front door handle, you can unlock the car. Seat upholstery, special for the RS, is the combination of leather and suede material. Similar to Alcantara, but it's not exactly Alcantara, it's suede. It grips you quite well. And in the hot weather like this, your butt won't feel very hot, because this doesn't feel very hot. It has contrast stitching, red and black. So it gives you a very sporty appeal. So here's the electronic seats. You have multi-angles. You can adjust the seat bands to angle, so it supports your thigh during the long run. But unfortunately it doesn't have a lumbar support, so this part I do feel it's a bit flat, which most Civic FE owner will agree with me. In short distance driving is really alright. And you have all-round airbags. This button to pop up the boot. Power windows with automatic function, or only driver and passenger gets automatic up and down. So now let's get inside the car. It's very easy to get in and out because the ride height of this car is quite low. And for the RS, you get aluminum pedals, footrest right there. To start, put your foot on the brake and hit the start button. Engine sound is significantly quieter than the Civic FC. So let's open up the air conditioning. Very elegant sound. So now let's close the door. So one of the things, you have an ambient light for the front seat only. When you open up the light, this red light will illuminate it. So let's slowly explore the car, starting from the doors right here. This part, soft touch plastic. This plastic painted door handle, but it's rather solid. This black gloss black finishing. Until the back seats, but that doesn't come with the ambient lighting. But ambient lighting, you can't change the color, it's only one red lines. And this part is very ergonomics. The armrest is wide enough. This part is blocked, so you can put your phone or put your coin or your touch and go card. This part all wrapped in soft touch material. This is hard touch plastic. Side mirror folding. And you can notice the side mirror is mounted on the doors, so visibility is significantly better than the Civic FE. Central locking for both front doors. So this actually gives convenience to the passenger to lock the car. Window lock. This to adjust the meter brightness. You can off the meter. Traction control off. Front parking sensors, and this is to activate or deactivate the lane watch system, the Honda sensing system, I mean. And the interior room is actually feel more spacious than the Civic FE. I felt maybe due to the center console is not entirely very up compared to the Civic FE. Now they actually lowered this center console. And also loses the center tunnel, which you get in the FE. Now everything is beyond your reach. So before we talk about this, let's talk about the meters. So only in the RS Hybrid you get full digital meter, but this one is a half digital and half analog meter. And this RPM will illuminate between which RPM you are in. So this is like Continental car standard. And the meter is also very high resolution. As you can see, the fuel gauge is something like a 3D effect. It's actually more forward than the speedometer and the rev meter. Special for the RS, you get some red illuminated lightings for the side. And to cycle between the information display right here, you can press the home button and you scroll between using this scroller right here. Range and fuel, speed and time, audio, phone, navigation, driver attention, seat belt, maintenance, safety support, customized display. And if you feel there's too much things going on, you can press this no content, so it looks more minimalist and less confusing. You want to cycle between again, press the home button and scroll again. Okay, let's back to range and fuel. And the animation is very high res. You have different driving modes. You need to toggle between this driving mode right here. So you push up to go sport mode, but the meter doesn't change the animation or some graphics. It's still the same, just that the weighten the steering to a bit heavier, as well as the throttle response is more responsive. And you also have Econ mode, which usually Civic driver won't drive in Econ mode because they like fast, they like speed. Steering wheel, it's the new generation steering wheel. You get this in the new generation CR-V as well. You get pedal shifter for the petrol variant. In the hybrid, it's a regenerative braking sensitivity. Signal is on the right with automatic function. This is your front fog lights. This is your wiper, auto wipers, as I mentioned. And total this car got 8 speakers, but it's not the Bose premium sound system you'll find in the new generation Honda CR-V RS Hybrid. But it's fine because you can always go aftermarket and go and do some modification with the sound system if you are really keen with sound system. But for average user, this is more than enough. And another thing I noticed in the Civic FE is the dashboard length is actually shorter than the FC. So it's actually give you a better driving position as well as better visibility. So I felt the A-pillar is moved to the more frontward, so it clears the blind spot and gives a better view from the side. And this is the floating touchscreen. It's not the television you found in Toyota Corolla Altis. And this is finished in 9-inch with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Very high resolution. This is the system you can find in the CR-V. Okay, it's an infotainment display. 3 computer, shows your fuel consumption, FM, AM, Bluetooth. Okay. In the E-spec, you'll get smaller inch. I think it's in 7-inch. And you still get physical button to toggle between the volume, home and back. All the buttons feels very nice here. This is the honeycomb design for the Civic FE. At first, in picture, you may feel it's not really good looking, but actually in person, it looks like very innovative design because no other Japanese car have done this. Similarly, the floating, this kind of configuration you can find similarly in the Mazda 3 as well as the new Toyota Vios, whereas where the screen is located at the top part, down part is the aircon vents. And to operate this is actually quite nice also. It doesn't feel flimsy, it's very solidly built. Steering wheel, tilt and telescopic. This is the adaptive cruise control, standard across all the variants of the Honda Civic. So it's very generous. Honda gives you full Honda sensing in every variant of the Honda Civic FE. There's a light. This is the aircon. Sadly, only has single zone climate controls. Only the hybrid RS gets dual zone. This is to turn your different modes. This is the fan speed. This is the temperature control. You can go up to 18 degree. Most hot is can go to almost 32 degree. So I left in 20. Now it's very hot. You can put to max cool. Front and rear defrost, different modes. 12-volt socket down here is rubberized, but it doesn't come with the wireless charging like in the hybrid RS. This part is hard touch plastic. I would appreciate if this part is soft touch because you may rest your legs while you are driving. Okay, so this is something that they can improve in the future model. This is something that I like because instead of gloss black, they give you like this kind of texture. Actually, it prevents it for scratches and also fingerprints, because as you can see, all the gloss black right here is actually very easy to get dirty as well as scratches. So as you can see in the armrest part right here, they give you all the texture material because this is the place that you'll always put your hands or your phone may rub against it. So they give this kind of material to prevent it from scratches. And when you put into reverse, it comes with a multi-angle reverse camera, but not 360 degree camera. They put into D. They're no longer S mode. They only give you the driving mode, which puts everything in sport mode, including the steering. So this is the electronic parking brake and brake hold function. Cup holders. Actually, compared to the FC, you might think it's less practical, but then for me it's usable because at least this part is wide, this part is big enough for most people to put your stuff. As you can see, the central lock right there. You can lock the car from the passenger side. And the glove box deep down very slow. This part is soft touch injection mold, soft touch plastic. All the fit and finish is significantly improved over the Civic FE. So the seat right here. But unfortunately, the passenger seat is manually adjusted. Only the driver's seat is electronic adjusted. The armrest doesn't have any drama, like you can slide forward, back and up and down. It's a fixed armrest. Opening it reveals a rather shallow storage space, and as you can see, this has the party piece. The Honda Civic history goes on. Quite tacky, but I kind of like this kind of small details. Close it. The roof for the RS is full black. In other variants, it's in cream. LED room light, but it doesn't have the sunglass holder. The sun visor right here gets the vanity mirror and a light, which is impressive because in the new generation CR-V V-Spec doesn't even come with a light. So I'm quite weird. Side curtain airbags. Headroom is alright for my driving position because I seated quite low. You can adjust the seat to a very low position. So this is my eye level. You can imagine how low the seat can be adjusted to. So this is the more ideal sitting position for most people. Everything is beyond reachable, I think. So you don't need to scratch too far away. So that's the benefit. I think they have done enough effort for the interior job to make this car look modern, mature, at the same time still maintain a bit of sportiness. Although this is considered a conservative generation for the Honda Civic. Okay. So shall we try out the rear seats? So for the rear seat, let's open up the doors. So the door opening is considered quite wide, so ingress and egress is quite convenient, and this part right here doesn't go in front too much, so it doesn't hurt my back. It doesn't hit me when I'm going inside the car. So when you get inside the car, you can immediately feel that this is much nicer to get in and out than a Civic FE because of this. Now they have improved the sloping roof design to be not really sloping, so it eases the in and out very easily. The back door feels a bit gosong compared to the front. Maybe it's because the soundproofing material ain't really good for the back seat. Some cost optimization going on, but it's fine. So you get a speaker right here, gloss black material without the ambient lighting, plastic painted door handle, soft touch armrest. Okay. And the seat bench right here is more taller than the FC, so it is better to support my thigh. 2 USB ports right here. It's not USB-C. Seat pocket for the rear aircon vents, really nice. Still get the combination leather and sweat, so it grips my body quite well. My headroom get about 1 fist. I'm around 170 cm tall. It's quite good. At least it doesn't feel too claustrophobic compared to the Civic FE, although it has a black roof in the RS variant right here. A reading light LED. This is the interior. Very premium looking. And get an armrest which doesn't lock in place. It's the drop type. I would appreciate and if this one is locked in position, so my left and right hand can rest in the same level of position. Cup holders, one small, one big. 3 individual headrests, 2 outer seats gets isofix materials, retractable handle. Legroom, no question, it's still very spacious in my opinion. Okay, so now let's check out the boot. You get some door pockets for the rear seat as well. So the boot has the spring loader, so when you actually open up the boot, this will actually goes up automatically, but it doesn't come with a power boot segment problem. All of the Japanese rival doesn't come with a power boot, but Honda makes an effort in the boot because they have this plastic cover to cover the metal inside. So it actually looks more premium, and you can fold down the seat 60-40 split, although it's not flat, but it's spacious enough. You get a Civic tray. Down there is a space saver spare tire. Not a full size, but it's better than none. So when you close it, it feels more solid closing. So later on I'm going to do a test drive review of this Honda Civic FE. So I have covered all the details for this RS variant, and as you can see when the lights open, the center one is actually the high beam. All are LEDs. So Honda actually packaged it quite well with the pricing. Now the RS going for around 150,000 plus. Of course you might get discount, but then for me it's the best value C segment sedan you can get compared to the Corolla Altis, or Mazda 3 offers a better package but it's far too expensive. For most young people, I think Honda Civic is easier to reachable, and they have improved a lot of things in the FE generation. So stay tuned for my test drive videos. Cheers!